Jocko, on team building, when leading a team, do you feel that there's any benefit to team building exercises or retreats?
Well, this is a interesting question that actually I feel I'm fairly qualified to answer because Leif and I, we have a little business called Echelon Front where we work with a lot of different companies on a wide range of different categories. Sometimes we go in and work with a business. Sometimes we go in and do a keynote speech for a business. Mm-hmm. Like they'll be having a big meeting and we'll go in and do one keynote speech for an hour and we leave and we're done. But most of the time we're doing more long range stuff where we spend time with the company, we go in. But oftentimes we do some kind of situation where the company has decided to do some kind of a leadership offsite or a team building exercise or a leadership retreat. And we mostly get involved with the leadership, although that does sometimes trickle down to where we'll do some work with all the frontline troops. So we constantly see these leadership offsites and we speak and or lead them. Sometimes we run the whole thing, and there are definitely some outstanding events, and we've participated in and led some outstanding events with companies. And I think one of the most important things about these offsites is it forces the leadership team to detach from the day-to-day firefights of what the business is. No matter what there's no businesses where the CEO and the C-suite are like sitting around not doing anything. Those companies don't exist, at least that I've seen. Those, you're trying to expand, you're trying to grow, you've got competitors making moves, so you're in the fight, and then you've got operational things that are happening, so you're in the fight. So when you do these leadership offsites, it's good that you get them to focus on some other development and some whatever issues they're having and areas where they can improve. So it gives them the opportunity to focus on those things. It also gives them the opportunity to self-assess as a team how they're doing, and themselves as leaders how they're doing. And when I talk to people about leadership and teamwork and the shortfalls and the pitfalls that exist, and then when they hear me talk about it, they recognize their own weaknesses. Every time I get done, they go, "Man, when you were talking about ego." Mm-hmm. Sometimes I think I let my ego get in the way. Or when you were talking about cover and move, man, I don't think or when you're talking about ownership, they see areas of their own weaknesses and they see where they can improve. And then when you get the whole team that's all learning that same information, they're all doing that same self-assessment, and then the whole leadership team gets aligned behind the same leadership principles of ownership and humility and cover and move and simple decentralized command and all those things that I talk about, that is extremely powerful. It is extremely powerful. And we see really drastic turnarounds with the companies that we work with. And it's awesome. It's awesome to see. And then one thing that we do when we work more in depth with a company, we do our own leadership offsites where we do simulated combat. And I know it sounds, if I wouldn't have done it so many times, I would be surprised that it's possible. But we take either paint guns, paintball guns, or airsoft guns, and we teach them the basic shooting principles, and we teach them some basic small unit tactics, and then we go and perform missions. We have them perform missions. And every time they got 8 guys, they got 10 guys, they got 12 guys, girls, whatever in their group, and they go and assault a target. They come up with a plan. They go out. We put one person in charge, and that person has to lead a mission. And what they theorized in the classroom, they now get to put to the test. And they learn those lessons very, very clearly. We'd see a guy that would be a really strong leader, and he would say, "Okay, I'm in charge of this run. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's the way the plan's going to go down. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. You're going to do this." You see that micromanagement start? And then as soon as they start the operation, everyone is expecting to get micromanaged.
Right.
So no one's thinking on their own.
Yep.
So now you get a lack of decentralized command, and everything goes sideways, and nobody does anything because they're all waiting to be told what to do. So that's an example of the kind of things that people learn. So with all that, yes, absolutely. I've been to and we run some pretty awesome team building exercises and retreats and leadership offsites that are great, and we've seen awesome results from them all. I've also sat through some offsites that are not that effective. You get situations where people don't open up, or there's no exchange, or you get these team building exercises that some people set up, and there's some kind of physical or mental challenge. And while they might be hard and they might take some teamwork to perform, they don't break the paradigm that the company is in. So they'll end up leading through that challenge, or whatever it is, whether it's some kind of a PT, some kind of physical training, or some kind of a boat race or something like that. They'll lead through that challenge the way they always lead, the way they currently lead. So nothing is learned and nothing is gained and no leadership advancement has been made. And all they've actually done is reinforce the bad leadership situation that they already have. So that's one of the things that I've seen that can be problematic. And that's why we've gone in the direction that we go, where we really focus on let's look at leadership and the team working together, what the leadership dynamics are, what our weaknesses are, what we see, where we uncover the friction, where we see the team not working well together, where we see the leaders not stepping up and leading, where we see the leaders' egos get in the way. I mean, there's so many things that we uncover and find. It's phenomenal, and it really does make it fun for us.
Yeah.
Because every time you see a new leadership team, it's like diagnosing a patient. And you look at the problems that they're having, they say, oh, well, you know what? Try this over here. Take this off a little bit. And then next thing you know, you've got that patient up and running, and they're winning.
Or like a mechanic when he grabs the car, right?
Yeah.
Odds, some of those leadership, or not leadership necessarily, but these team building retreats too. Sometimes it seems like whoever organized them really wasn't focusing on results. They were just focusing on our annual, retreat. So they make it in like the Bahamas, and all these, these activities are like kind of fun. Then every once in a while they have an administrative thing or something.
Yeah, and fun can be part of it. There's bonding that happens. There's getting to know each other, and that's always positive. Yeah. But I'm all about having fun. I'm all about bonding, but I'm even more about learning. Right. I'm even more about improving the people we work with, the guys and girls that we work with. I want them to be better leaders. Right. That's what I want.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And so, sure. Do I want them to get some team challenges? Yes, but like I said, I don't want that to just reinforce the paradigm that they're already in, the leadership paradigm that they're already in. I want them to improve. So let's actually break down and look and analyze and diagnose what the issues are, and then let's solve them. And it's not always that these teams go in and we don't get hired by companies that are failing. In fact, most of the time, we get hired by companies that are doing well, that want to do better. So when I say we diagnose what the problem is, it's not a problem where it's causing the company to failure, right, but it's a friction point where it is holding the company back from really reaching the best next level and going from being a really good company or even an outstanding company to the best in class company.
Gotcha. So it's like a multivitamin, not a painkiller.
Yes.
There you go. That's not mine. I read that somewhere. The micromanaging thing.
Yes.
Man, it's funny because you're the first person that I've heard say where you said they'll start micromanaging, and then all of a sudden the people getting micromanaged expect to get micromanaged, so they stop thinking, right?
100%.
So yeah, and that happens all the time.
And it goes the other way too. If you come to me and you say, hey, Jocko, how do you want me to do this? And I go, figure it out. And you say, hey, boss, can you show me how to do this? And I say, figure it out. When we get in the field, you're going to know that I expect you to figure it out.
Right. Yeah, man. Like when I drive with my wife, she'll start micromanaging like how I drive, like get in this lane or just you're going too slow or too fast, whatever, too slow typically.
Sarah, cold-blooded.
But here's the thing, I'm not going to lose my
Backseat
temper.
driver.
I don't think, front seat in her case, but yeah, man, for sure. And I'm not going to lose my temper and be like, okay, but that's what I do. I shut down my brain. And then, so one time Jade was riding with us and he was, I was micromanaging Jade. And he put it in these good terms, which I thought were good. He said, either be the navigator 100%, because he stopped thinking, or don't be it at all. You can't just start chiming in when you think I'm going too slow, Otherwise, I don't want to, if Sarah's yelling at me, hey, you're going too slow, I'm going to be like, okay, how fast do you want me to go? I'll go that fast. So if you're navigating on the map, you're going to have to tell me every turn to make. Don't say, hey, you're going to make this right, and then I make the right, then you just sign off,
Because you're anticipating the micromanagement.
Exactly right, man. And I think it kind of goes automatically, You got to put in a lot of mental
Whereas
work.
if you knew that Sarah never said anything to you when you got in the car,
all me.
you'd know that you had to have the route prepped before you got in the vehicle.
Yeah, we might go a little bit too slow, but still, man, it's all me as far as thinking goes. Yeah, man, don't micromanage. Or when you micromanage, don't expect them to just all of a sudden start making, creative decisions. It's just hard. It's hard for it to work that way, man.